everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome to Magic Unleashed. My name is Dina. I am so glad you are here. Today we are talking about the law of attraction and manifestation, and this is actually a topic that I've talked about a couple times on my channel, but I ended up privating the videos just because one, I did them at the beginning of my YouTube journey, and I'm sure a lot of my old videos are cringe because I was just trying to learn how to YouTube and stuff, and that's always the case, but I don't know, I particularly cringed at these two, plus my opinions have changed a little bit over the years. That was when I just started learning about it, and now I have a little bit of a different mindset about the whole law of attraction manifestation thing. So we're going to be talking about that today, but specifically talking about 4 points, 4 things that you need to know about the law of attraction, because I feel like sometimes people get caught up in the whole oh, I just wish for it and it will be given to me magic, and that's not really how it works. So we're gonna get right into this, guys, but before I get started, do not forget to hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on more spirituality videos like this. I also post self-improvement type videos, witchcraft videos, and other lifestyle content occasionally because I also have 2 lovebirds and I love them and they're adorable, and sometimes I'll post a video about them, or sometimes I'll post a video on whatever the heck I want to post. But for the most part, it is spiritual, self-improvement, and witchcraft type content. So if that interests you, please join the family. We would love to have you here. Now let's get right into 4 things that you need to know about the law of attraction and manifestation. Now the first thing I want to talk about is something that a lot of people kind of bypass or ignore or don't really pay attention to, and I think it's because of the documentary, you know, the magic and everything. It just doesn't really talk about the full equation, which is that the law of attraction is actually the law of attraction and repulsion. It's like a 2-part piece of the puzzle, but a lot of people kind of ignore the repulsion part because it doesn't sound as fun. It doesn't have the same sort of flair, the same sort of excitement. Law of attraction just sounds so beautiful and magical, and repulsion's ugh, repulsion, who would want to mention that? But it is a big piece of the puzzle. You know, the law of attraction part is very much about, you know, like attracts like. You track the kind of people that share a similar vibration to you. You track the kind of opportunities, the places, the situations that have a similar vibration towards you. But just like you attract things that are like you, you also repulse the opposite. So the opposite is going to be something that has a different, different vibration, an opposite vibration to what you're attracting. So let me give you guys an example. So let's say that you tend to attract like-minded people, and you're the kind of person who's very open-minded, who's very interested in bettering themselves, who's a very positive type person. You're going to attract people that are like you. You're going to attract like-minded people, people that are on a similar journey. But on the other hand, you're going to be repulsing, you're going to have a repulsion towards people that are opposite. So let's say that the people that are really negative, people that are energy vampires, people that do nothing about the problems. They just complain and they don't do anything to fix it. You're gonna tend to be a little bit kind of repulse or push away from those type of people, consciously, but also unconsciously as well, in this energetic way. So you may notice that as you are going on your spiritual journey, you may find that you're kind of pulling away. You're sending them love and light, but you're kind of pulling away from people that do not align with your vibration, and you're attracted to people that do. But this can be the same for many different things. It could be the same for situations. So you attract certain situations to you, but you also repulse other things. This can be in a good way or a bad way too, though, because it's whatever your vibration is giving off. So let's say, for example, that you are the kind of person who doesn't believe in yourself, you have no self-confidence, you think that you don't deserve better than what you have right now, or you don't deserve better than situations that you're in. So let's say that you think that you don't deserve a better partner, for example, and you think that the only people that are attracted to you are people that take advantage of you, that don't treat you well, blah, 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 blah. If you think like that and you give off that energy, the people that you're going to continue to attract are people of that energy. You're going to continue to attract crappy people that don't treat you well, partners that don't treat you well, because that's the vibration that you are giving off. Whereas you're going to be repulsing the people that are actually good people, the people that would actually treat you well, because you don't believe that you deserve it. So you can see how the whole attraction-repulsion thing, attraction and repulsion don't necessarily have a good or a bad type label to them. I know repulsion sounds bad, but repulsion could be good if you're repulsing the thing that is not aligned with you or that you don't want to be aligned with. Whereas, you know, if you could be attracting toxic things in your life if that's the vibration you're giving off. So these are two key things that definitely work together, and you want to be paying attention to both of them, not just the attraction part. So that's something a lot of people forget about. This is just a very simple definition and explanation of the whole theory. There is a lot more to it. There's also way more laws of the universe, but we're not going to get into that in this video because that is just going to be way too long. But I just wanted to give you guys a clarification about that. So that's the first thing that you need to know about the law of attraction and manifestation. It's not just the law of attraction, it is the law of attraction and repulsion. So the second point I want to talk about is more so my personal experience of what I believe the law of attraction and manifestation is composed of. Now, this is kind of the basic idea in general, so a lot of people will probably agree with this. Other people might have similar or different, slightly different takes on it. But if you're gonna break up the whole equation for manifesting something, it includes mindset, intentions, and action. Action being a really key component that a lot of people forget, and I want to talk about this because a lot of people think that if they just script it or if they just ask the universe for something, it'll just be given to them. Someone will come to their door and just leave it on their doorstep and be like, here, it is delivered to you. Ask and it is given. This is something that I feel like is definitely emphasized in like the documentary too, and it doesn't work like that, guys. It doesn't. You can't just sit on your lazy butt all day on your couch and expect things to be given to you. You can't just ask the universe for a Ferrari and do nothing about it and expect that someone's just gonna knock on your door and be like, hey, I left a Ferrari in your driveway, it's yours. That's not how it works. So I want to talk about this with you guys. So let's talk about mindset first. So yes, you have to have a positive mindset. Most of the time. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as well. But yes, you have to believe it'll happen. You have to believe in yourself, because if you have constant doubt, that's like the key thing. Like if you constantly giving off this negative energy of self-doubt, not believing yourself, not believing you can make something happen, that negativity is going to affect you if it's something that you're constantly giving off, because that's going to really affect your vibration. So you have to have a positive mindset. You have to start to believe in yourself. If you're having doubts, that is completely normal. Like we all have some doubts in ourselves. I have doubts in myself every now and then, but at the end of the day, I always bring myself back to this grounded place of, I believe in myself. I know I can do it. Let's do things to make myself believe in myself more. You know, there's different things that you can do to work on yourself to really believe in yourself and also work up that confidence. There's different things that you can do for confidence. One of the things that you can do to build up your confidence is to give yourself reason to believe that you can make something happen by taking action. But we're going to talk about action again in a second. So intention is very key. You have to be clear on your intention. What is it you want? If you're a little bit blurry and not so sure about exactly what you want, or if you think you want something but your full vibration, your being doesn't fully believe it, then it's going to be harder to manifest. So you might be saying out loud, oh, I want this, but if like deep down in your gut or the back of your mind, you're thinking, no, do I want this? I don't know if I want this. It's going to be hard to manifest. You're not going to manifest something that you're kind of half-assed about. You know what I mean? You have to fully embody it. Like, this is what I want. I am this. This is what I need in my life. I already have it. I'm manifesting it right now. Like, you have to fully feel it and believe it to manifest it. So that is a key component. But I would say something that is super, super, super duper important that so many people just completely miss and don't pay attention to with the law of attraction is action, guys. You have to take action. The people in the back, louder for them. You have to take action. Like, you can't just sit on your butt and expect that the universe is going to give it to you. So let's say, for example, that you want to manifest a specific fancy car. There's something that you want to drive. You love this car so much. Well, what are you going to do about it? Yes, you want to have the mindset. Yes, you want to have the intention. Yes, you want to do your scripting, your visualization, all these different techniques that we can talk about in another video, all these different techniques of how to manifest what you want. But if you do not take some actual action, it's not going to happen. How are you going to afford that car? Are you just going to expect someone to drop it off out of the kindness of the heart? Because that's not how the world works. Or do you just expect to like win the lottery? Well, that's not how the world works for the most part, but like First of all, you have to at least buy the ticket to win the lottery. So that is taking a type of action. But maybe instead of just spending all your money on lottery tickets, because the chances of winning the lottery are pretty slim, maybe what you need to be doing is putting yourself out there to get a job to then be able to afford this car. But by practicing the law of attraction, by practicing your manifestation techniques, what's gonna happen is the universe is gonna help you achieve that job, which is gonna help you pay for the car. By putting you in certain situations, by aligning different opportunities for you. But you can't have those opportunities align if you're not putting yourself out there, if you're not looking. So it's like, for example, like let's say you're starting to look for a job. Well, the universe may place this one person in a certain situation at the right time for you to meet them and network. Or maybe they'll help align you, like you've seen a job on an online website like Indeed or something like that. Whatever it may be, you know what I mean? The whole point of the law of attraction is, yes, the universe is going to give you different opportunities and signs and help to like steer you in the direction towards your goal. And that's basically how it works, but it's not going to just hand it to you on a silver platter. The same goes for like meeting somebody. Let's say you want to meet the love of your life. You're not going to meet them if you spend all your time at home. Like you're going to have to go outside, out of your house and do stuff and put yourself in situations where you might meet the person. The universe may do its magic and help you meet somebody the perfect time. Like they'll make sure like this person's at the right place, the right time, and you just happen to meet each other. A handsome man's not gonna just like knock at your door and be like, hey, I just had a feeling that I needed to come to your house today. Do you wanna go get a coffee? Do you like my man voice? I don't know what that was. Anyways, that was weird. I'm sorry for that. My point is, that's not how the world works. That's not how the universe works. So if you want to meet the right person for you, whether it is a man, woman, or we're not putting labels on things, it doesn't matter. This human being that you want to meet, if you want to meet them, you gotta get out of your house. You gotta put yourself in situations where you're gonna meet them. The universe is gonna help do its magic. It's gonna help give you, like, even if it's a feeling like, oh, I feel like I need to go to this place, or I feel like I need to do something, you know what I mean? Like, listen to that, because that could be the universe basically like speaking through your intuition to direct you towards something. But at the end of the day, it's not gonna work if you don't take action. So this is something that I really want to emphasize, because I feel like people just believe that if they write something down and ask the universe for it and then just leave it, it's gonna be given to them. But that's not how the world works, honey. Like, you gotta do the work. So the third thing that I want to talk about with you guys is that things don't always happen how or when we want them to happen. And I feel like this is where a lot of people get discouraged and have difficulty with the law of attraction and manifestation, because I feel like things are just gonna happen overnight or within a week or something. But a lot of the time, that's not how things work. A lot of the time, the universe takes some time to work its magic. It gives you different, different hints, paths. They put you in different situations to get closer to your goals. But especially if it's something that's a really, really big dream, it's not gonna happen overnight. I have things that I'm currently working on manifesting that haven't manifested yet, but I feel it in my soul that it is going to happen at some point. Yes, I have manifested certain things into my life, but the smaller things tend to come quicker and the bigger things tend to take a little bit more time. Also, a thing to understand is that things aren't always going to manifest the way that you think they're going to manifest. The universe might throw you for a spin and manifest something in a way that you weren't expecting it to manifest, which is one of the reasons why you want to be super, super clear on your intention too. But maybe it'll provide something for you that is best for you, not necessarily what you want. So there's different, it's kind of hard to explain that. But for example, like let's say that you asked to manifest the home or the house of your dreams or something like that, and you're working on manifesting that. Maybe the universe isn't going to present you with the house, but maybe instead it's going to present you with an opportunity to be able to afford the house. Or maybe it's going to present you meeting a realtor who's then going to help you find the house of your dreams or something like that. You know what I mean? It's hard to think of an example, but your manifestations might not directly manifest the way that you think they're going to. So you kind of have to be open-minded, be willing to receive whatever hints, whatever little things that the universe might throw at you, because it may not come in a clear way that you expect it to come in, but it might come in a little bit more of a mysterious, different way. If that makes any sense, I hope that makes sense to you guys. So if you're working on manifesting something and it hasn't happened yet, do not get discouraged because it may just take a little bit longer. And if you give up on something, you might be giving up way too early, like right before it's about to manifest. So don't give up, just keep working at it. And I mean, there's so many people that have manifested amazing lives and amazing dreams and different things like that. But a thing that you'll understand if you ask any of those people, because I've heard many different stories, is that they didn't give up. They kept working on the dreams. They put in the action. So the final point that I want to talk about for the law of attraction and manifestation is actually the reason why I took a break from like paying attention to it for a while. I actually kind of got away from the law of attraction because I found it was definitely encouraging a lot of toxic positivity, and I was kind of like, yeah, I don't want any part of this anymore. I kind of pulled away. I started incorporating it into my life a little bit more recently, but I'm definitely looking at it with a different viewpoint, and I feel like we really need to talk about this because a lot of people get anxious and get worried if they have even just a few negative thoughts, or they get depressed every now and then because they think they're sabotaging their lives. They think they're gonna bring on negative things, or they're not gonna manifest the things that they want because they're having a few negative thoughts. Having negative thoughts, depression, sadness, anything like that is normal. It is a human emotion. We can't be happy and positive all the time. It is not natural to us. In fact, it's unhealthy, because if we're acting positive all the time or pretending we're positive all the time, that's just it. We're pretending, because it's not possible to be happy all the time. So if you're being happy all the time because you're worried about sabotaging your law of attraction, you're actually doing more damage because you're pushing down those emotions instead of addressing them and working through them. So first of all, don't panic if you have a negative thought. It's not gonna like destroy all your manifestations. You're not gonna doom yourself to a bad life. Like, that is literally just human emotion. And also, you know, like if something negative comes up, it's best to work through it, because then you get deep, deep, deep at this core level of where it's coming from. And if you work through that and work to raise that vibration, then you're actually gonna be doing better for manifesting your goals in the long run. I also felt like it's very important to talk about this, because people then believe that people who live difficult lives brought that on themselves, and that is not fair at all. There are people in this world that are suffering. There's people that were born in, you know, third world countries that have war and a lot of dangerous situations. Those people did not bring it on themselves. There is some luck involved in this. Some people just happen to be born in places that aren't as safe and don't have clean drinking water or as many resources as we have. There is just some bad luck out there. Some people were born in certain situations. It was not up to them. It is not their fault. Some people have bad things happen to them by bad people. That is not their fault. If a child is abused, that is not the child's fault. They did not bring that on themselves by having a low vibration. So I think it's very, very important to talk about how sometimes there's just luck, and sometimes there's just bad people, and sometimes things happen in our life that we don't have control over. The only thing we have control over is how we react to the situation. Somewhat, again, if you are in a really bad situation, it has a lot of psychological effects, and not everybody has the strength to get through that, and not everyone has the resources to help them get through that. So again, it's difficult, and it's very tricky, and it's not black or white at all. But yeah, really the only control we have in our life is how we react to something and the next steps we take. We have free will, which is amazing, because we have the free will to decide that we want something in our life and do everything that we can to chase that and attract that into our life. But also, we don't control everything. We have free will, but we don't control everything. We don't control the entire universe. We don't control the other people around us. We don't control the events that happen in the world all the time. If someone has cancer, they did not attract the cancer in their life. They got cancer. They got stuck with something. They got sick. People get sick out of just bad luck. Now, somebody who has a very positive mindset while they have cancer tends to have a better chance at getting through cancer and beating it than someone who's super negative and thinks they're gonna die. We know the power of the brain. The brain is very, very powerful, but you cannot blame somebody for being sick because they're not doing the law of attraction properly. So I really wanted to talk about that because that was one of the key reasons why I kind of stepped away from law of attraction manifestation for a while, because it can get really toxic. Like, let's talk about toxic positivity. There's a lot of toxic positivity out there. There's a lot of toxic positivity in social media. There's a lot of toxic positivity within the self-help, life coach community. There's a lot of life coaches that they make a lot of money off of telling you guys, oh, you just have to be positive all the time, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of good life coaches out there, but there's a lot of toxic ones too, and I think it's really important to really pay attention to these things. Approach everything with a critical eye, Don't just believe everything you hear. So I really wanted to mention that, and obviously there's privilege in our world. We can't pretend there isn't. We can't pretend that everyone has the exact same opportunity, because in many cases, they don't. Whether that is marginalized groups like, the Black community, the Indigenous community in Canada has had it really tough. There are, we know for a fact that men have definitely had more opportunities career-wise over the years than women. We are trying to work through that. Obviously, we are in a better place than we used to, but we cannot lie that privilege still exists in our society. So to blame somebody for not having opportunities in their life, to blame somebody for where they are just because we think that they weren't thinking positively or weren't practicing law of attraction the right way, that is not fair, because a lot of people don't have the same privileges as other people. A lot of these influencers that are super rich on social media, a lot of them were born in privilege, and they're like, oh, I manifested this fancy car, and I manifested this beautiful house, in this trip, in this private jet, I manifested all of this. Well, let's look at where they were before that, because a lot of them were pretty privileged to start with. And I'm not saying that you can't work yourself up to that. I'm not saying that you can't live the good life, because there's a lot of people that started from the bottom and made their way to the top. But it definitely takes a certain amount of perseverance, and it takes a lot of action too. So it's very important to talk about those things. I think that, a lot of people ignore the whole privilege thing when it comes to this. But it's definitely more than just positive thinking. You can't tell someone who's had a very tough life to just think positively and their whole life's gonna change, because that's not how it works. So with all that being said, yes, I think that your attitude does affect your opportunities. Like, if you're thinking negative all the time and you're just complaining about your situation and you're not doing anything to change it, chances are you're not gonna find any new opportunities. Versus someone who's in a bad situation but is doing their best to stay a little bit positive. You can still have a bad day, you can still have a bad week, but they're not constantly complaining. They're trying to see the positive. They're trying to just make do with what they're doing, but also they're looking for other opportunities. Also, they're working on themselves. Also, they're developing their skills. They're putting the energy out there that they're gonna find something else and they're gonna manifest something else in their life. That person is more likely to manifest good things in their life than the person who's constantly negative, complaining, thinking poorly about themselves, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, I do believe that there is some truth to the law of attraction and, the things that you can attract in your life with a positive attitude and stuff. And I think there is some truth to that. I think the mind is a very powerful thing. I think our energy is a very powerful thing. I mean, I am a witch. I work with energy. If you're doing law of attraction manifestation work, that is really not much different or different at all from witchcraft. Witchcraft, we often incorporate other tools like herbs, crystals, oils, whatever it might be, but it's still the same sort of thing. You're doing work with intention. You're working with your intention. You're working with your energy. It's essentially the same thing as witchcraft. So I wouldn't be doing witchcraft if I didn't believe in these things, if I didn't believe that we can manipulate energy and that we can pull in things that are good for us into our life. I wouldn't be doing that work if I didn't believe it. I do believe it, but I think there are important things that have to be considered. So let me know what you guys think about all of this. Do you agree with the points that I made in this video? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to chat with you guys and get your thoughts on it. It's a very interesting topic and I definitely want to get a discussion going. So let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this video. I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, guys, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. If you guys like videos about manifestation, law of attraction, I can definitely do some more videos for you guys. So just let me know in the comments below and by liking this video that you're interested in them, and I'll definitely make some more for you guys. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.